This cartoonist is known for his historical accuracy and his attention to detail, in addition to his talent and creativity. Hi, I'm Rebecca Brayton, and welcome to WatchMojo.com. We headed to Comic-Con, where we spoke with Sergio Aragones about his comic book, Groo the Wanderer. Let's start by having you tell us how you first got into comic book artistry.
Before comics, I was drawing cartoons, gag cartoons without words in Mexico. I grew up in Mexico. So that was what I did for many years, even all through high school and through college. I always wanted to draw comics, but in Mexico there was not, what I did didn't fit there. And it was all the way until the 60s that I wanted to do what per se is the comic book. Before there were cartoons, gags, magazine jokes. I worked for Mad for a few years before even I did my first comic. But then I went to Europe and I realized that there was a lot of humor in comics, and that's what I wanted to do. Came back and did it.
Now let's talk about Groo. How did that first come about?
When I was in Europe, I decided that yes, that's time to do a humor thing. And that always, when I approach my work, is what there isn't there, so I can do something new. So I tried to figure out what wasn't there. And they were not comics about all kinds of things, but they were not humor barbarians. So I started working on that for a long time, tried to figure out one. And eventually Groo evolved itself to what it has become now. And with the great help of Mark Evanier, he does incredible dialogues, and he can give him a style of life, of personality that I couldn't have given because it's a different type of mind. His humor is different than mine, but together it makes a very good character. And when I came back to the States, I tried to publish it, but in those times, all the companies kept the rights. They didn't share the copyrights. So it took almost 12 years for me to publish Groo with a company called Pacific that shared the copyright, because I didn't want to just give it away like everybody gave all their comics away.
What has kept you coming back to the character for so long?
It writes himself. Once you create a character and you write about him, you just can take any subject, like a war or a famine, and because of his personality so well established, you don't even have to worry about it. You just have to think of a funny ending, and then you have a story, So it is easy. It's like normal life. It's nothing contrived about it. It's very comfortable. So I can write forever because it's forever stuff.
Now, if I read correctly, you do a lot of research into the realism for Groo. So tell us a bit about that.
One bad drawing, for instance, when you're drawing a ship, if it's badly drawn, it will break the continuity of the reader. The reader will be reading and suddenly realize that that ship won't float, or it's badly drawn, and it breaks the continuum of the story. With Groo, it was easy because it's a non-existing world, so I try not to make anything that is out of context or out of place or out of the year, so everything fits.
Is the Groo Conan crossover still in the works?
Yes, I tried to do it for a long time, but I couldn't come with the right plot. Groo couldn't defeat Conan, or Conan couldn't defeat Groo. And to me, crossovers is nothing that I like at all. I believe firmly that every character belongs in the world that the author had created for them. But with Conan, because he's a barbarian, and I use a subterfuge that I have used before in a book called, and with Mark, of course, Sergio Destroys DC and Sergio Massacre Marvel, that we are in the story. So they are our dreams, our fantasies, presenting these characters, so they are never out of context. So with Groo and Conan, the same thing. We are part of the story, so it doesn't break the relation in the universe, each one. I found a solution when I saw a movie called Rashomon by Akira Kurosawa, and it was a movie about something that happened on the jungle, and at the end, the participatory people tell the story their way, and it's completely different. So each person tells the story different. So in this case, that's what I use to do the Conan Groo, and like this, things are going to be the same one, but seen from a different point of view.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.